We are here in the Women's Conference in Armenia. Armenia has made enormous progress or has really had a difficult time, but what has changed in Armenia, or what was the important thing in the last 2 weeks? I'm talking to Anna.
So, as you know, in the beginning of April, the leader of the opposition, Shahinian, started his march. So he was in opposition for many years. He was deputy of National Assembly, and he had organized a lot of protests before. And as politicians saw people who were quite hopeless, thought that even this time nothing will be changed. And this march which he had organized will not change anything. It will just once more highlight that the civilians are not accepting the government which is ruling the country for the past 20 years. So Republican Party and its members, which were ruling the country at that moment, did not take it seriously. But what happened? He began at the beginning of April and with the march, which he started from Gyumri, the second biggest city in Armenia, and he marched to Yerevan, the capital of Armenia. And on his way, he entered a lot of cities and villages, talking with ordinary people, speaking with them about political situation or their daily social economic problems, and saying that he is planning to do revolution. So by the time he reached Yerevan, a lot of people gathered around him, and he started in the Liberty Square with despite the fact that a lot of people joined, still the number was not huge. So there was a crowd, about 20,000 people, who were standing there and demanding their rights and demanding the resignation of current government. So day by day the crowd became huge. And by the day when the ruling party understood that something serious starts to going on, it was quite late, because a lot of young people were involved in the movement. But as we know, young people are quite to the point, so they demand their rights in the best way they can. So this was the generation which grew up after Soviet times. So they do not know those complexes or those things that the Soviet mentality brought. They were free. They were demanding their rights, and they were ready to stand for their rights, how much it will be needed. So day by day the crowd became bigger, and besides the thing that the crowd became bigger, a lot of acts of civil disobedience were taking place. So these young people were not going to the lessons. The students, even youngsters, they were not attending any lecture or class. They were blocking the streets. They were blocking the roads of which were even connecting Armenia and Georgia, or Armenia and Iran. So the ruling party understood that the whole country is in collapse, and they cannot concentrate their power in one place, because it's going on in the entire country. It's not only located in Yerevan and Gyumri. So it was quite difficult for them to block this movement. The most interesting was that day by day, a lot of people with the posters saying the name of the village or city were coming to Yerevan, marching. They were trying to block this, but it was not possible because the crowd was becoming bigger and bigger. So by the day he met with the leader of Republican Party, Sarkisyan, it was already a lot of people standing in the Republic Square. So when he met, and Sarkisyan made his mistake, saying that if you want, March 1st can be again. So this was the end of everything. So after some time, he was arrested, and everyone understood that he will be arrested. But after his arrest, and in the same day, about 300-400 people gathered in Republic Square. And after the ruling party understood that this crowd is so huge that they cannot do anything, and even if they try to do much first, it will not be possible. It will not be the same way as 10 years ago, as even international community and Russia act in different way. the position of Russia was not already so strong to support Armenia. And I think even the government of Russia understood that even if they will try to intervene in military way, Armenians will start to hate. So that's why, understanding that they do not have any support from Russia, of course they do not have any support from Eastern Partnership and European countries, so they started to negotiate. So at that time that Pashinyan was in prison, a lot of government representatives and representatives of ruling party went to the prison to negotiate with him. At that point, I think he started to understand that everything is serious, and people gathered in the Republic Square because he didn't have any information, he didn't have any phones with him. But as soon as one after another, the more and more highest position representative came to him, he understood, I think, that the situation is quite serious, and he demanded the resignation of Sir Sargsyan immediately. Another very influential thing was that it was just before April 21st, which is the day when all Armenians, will it be the diaspora of all Armenians who live in Armenia, are just remembering the victims who died during genocide. So he understood that he cannot do something before that event. So I think the time was also just selected in the most perfect way, because he understood that they cannot do March 1st before April 21st. So what happened, he stand up to the end, and he told that he wants the resignation of Sir Sargsyan. And another important factor is that he is the person who have already been detained because of his political views. So it was not first time for him to be in the prison. So what happened next? He demanded, and on just next day, Sir Sargsyan resigned. I'm more than 30 years old, but I have never seen such kind of celebration in my country, honestly saying. Because it was something enormous. People who do not even know each other were celebrating each other and saying, hello, just hugging and kissing each other. It was something, they were dancing and singing outside. And I think the most powerful in this movement was that it was really Velvet Revolution. We didn't have any person who died during the revolution. Of course, there were injuries in the beginning, people who have been injured, but we didn't have any serious wounds or deaths of people. So that's why the celebration was really enormous. Good. So after that, of course, I even couldn't believe that, because when I was talking to the phone with my colleague at the time when he resigned, and she told, he resigned. I entered various media sources and really saw that, but I didn't believe, because I thought, no, I should check it in other sources as well, because I thought that this is fake. And I think a lot of people had the same perception. Okay.
Thank you so much, and I really wish you good luck and this spirit accompanying you for years and years, and I think everybody learned a lot also from these stories, and thank you.
You too.